Hey everybody, it's Sally. Gosh, I know I look a little odd. I'm wearing my husband's hat because I took a shower and my hair is looking really strange, and I don't like to look too. I don't like to have, for posterity, recorded some of my worst hair days. So anyway, that's the hat. Um, I have, as you all know, had a wild month of May. I'm so glad it's June. The last 4 days, I was out of town with some friends who have a little place at a lake and we partied for 4 days. Now, for old people to party, it's not the same as young people, but I did drink things I probably shouldn't have drunk. They make this white sangria that's got stuff in it that I'm sure it involves high fructose corn syrup, and I did have a little of that, some wine. But I didn't eat, well, I won't lie, I did eat more than I usually eat, mostly very healthy choices, but even healthy choices have a lot of calories and carbs that you don't usually take in. So at the end of those 4 days, when I went in that weekend and came home, I was 7 pounds higher than I was the day I left. 7 pounds in 4 days. Well, that just flipped me out. But so I just wanted to process a little of that with you and some of the life lessons I've learned from my choices, which is when you make mistakes, if you don't learn from them, then you've wasted a lot of energy making mistakes for nothing. So here goes. I um I came back and I panicked and I went to a little page on Facebook that I belong to that's maintenance, weight loss surgery maintenance people, where I felt like I could go and talk to people and get real input from people who've been out for a long time or a short time or whatever. And the first thing they said to me was, do not panic. Of course, I know a lot of that's water weight, but 7 pounds of it's not water weight. I mean, I can think 3 pounds up and 3 pounds down and say three-quarters of that is water weight, but certainly not all 7 pounds. So, um, they said, and I said, of course, I'm gonna go hardcore tomorrow, hardcore. Oh, Sally, stop, stop. It's water weight. Part of it's water weight at least. Go to your normal good behavior routine and it will be fine. Well, that helped me. I heard that from like three people, and so I thought, okay, well, there's some wisdom there. So that's what I did today. Then I had a wonderful note from a lady, Gina Dare Robinson, who told me she had read somewhere from a doctor that if you're suddenly up 4 pounds, um, and you've done nothing, you would have had to have eaten 18,000 additional calories to be up 4 pounds. But a quart of water, or 2 quarts of water, I think a quart of water weighs 2 pounds, and a couple of teaspoons of salt make that water stick to your body for several days. I did a lot of cooking over the weekend with my friends. I did a lot of the throw together food, and I use salt because I don't have high blood pressure. And between the alcohol, the salt, the carbs, like even the healthy pita chips that I make from scratch from taking a whole wheat pita and cutting it into, 10 triangles and making them in the toaster so that they're crispy, and the hummus. I mean, it's still calories. So anyway, that was it. I had a heart attack there on yesterday when I came home. Was very unhappy with myself. But what I learned from that was that nothing I ate, no amount of good time did I have with food and drink was anywhere near, gave me anywhere near as good a feeling during that course of those 4 days as I feel every single day that I know I have my body under control, that I have what I put in my mouth under control, that I know I'm doing the right thing or making the best choices for myself. I mean, it's one thing to say, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels or thin feels or whatever you want to say. But to honestly be able to say, what was your trade-off? 4 days of not thinking about it or going with the flow or having a bite of this and a bite of that, or maybe a few too many of these little things that you shouldn't have had in the first place, much less the normal good food that you should have had too much of. None of that was worth the 7 pounds and the angst and upset. And that weekend, I could feel it. You don't think I can feel it? Oh my gosh. I turned on my side to sleep. I felt that saddlebag poking in that hard mattress. I haven't felt that saddlebag in a long, long time. And my gut, pooch it out. I thought I couldn't breathe some days. I said, this is not, something is wrong, something is happening. So anyway, got home, got back on track today, cleaned out my refrigerator. Not that there was much in it. Went to the store, bought all the stuff I should buy. My husband's going to join me for a little healthy eating exercise for about a month he needs to do. Kind of South Beachy, so I had to get all the food to prep for him, and we're going to be in this together. So this is the beginning of our new life, and post mother-in-law, post, before my daughter comes home in 2 weeks to live with us for some limited amount of time, as she reorganizes her life to teach in this area and moving back from California. So, um, anyway, I digress. I wanted to talk about that weight loss and that issue with the gain. I also wanted to share with you some brilliant wisdom I heard from Andrea, lap band, um, lap band 23. That's Andrea. She's on Proof Weight Loss Surgery. Works on Tuesday. She's brilliant. She's my age, or so, you know. Anyway, she said a scale is just something that we stand on. When people get upset about their scale numbers, when she said that, just as a course of blah, 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 a scale is just something that we stand on, I went, boing, 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 that's brilliant. That is brilliant. A scale is just something we stand on. And from that, I got, you know what? And so is a thermostat, or a thermometer. We check the thermometer to see, should I put on warm clothes, cold clothes, no clothes today? The thermometer is a simple machine. And so is the scale. Does that thermometer get me upset when I see that whether it's hot or cold outside? No. So, you know what? If we can get the scale in our minds to be nothing more than a gauge like a thermostat, a gauge for direction for the day. Oh, it's going to be 90 degrees, or it's 90 degrees right now. I'm going to not wear that sweater. Or my weight is up a pound and a half. I will walk that extra mile today and drink some extra water and not have dessert tonight. That kind of stuff. Neither one of those things need to impact us emotionally unless we give them the power to do that. Why are we giving power to machines? Don't give power to machines. How do you feel in your skin today? That's what I want to know. How do you feel in your skin? Only you live in your skin. I had another conversation with a good friend today on the phone. Um, and she's someone that everybody loves and I love. And she really struggles some days with the concept of a number and how much she wants to be at that number. And we talked about it a while and about how I said, you know what, as long as it doesn't make you obsessive compulsive or you can't enjoy the day that you have, um, you know, your body just may not go any further. She knows that. She thinks about it. She doesn't like to think about it that way. However, you don't want to give up on your dreams because when dreams die, we lose hope. We despair. So my suggestion is if you're struggling to get to a goal, as long as you're doing all you can, you want to keep that dream way up in the sky like the moon and just keep walking towards that moon, walking towards that dream, but don't let your sense of good success or failure rest on whether you ever see that number. But if you want to walk towards that number, walk on, sister friend, walk on. Don't let a number on a scale or a goal, unrealistic or not unrealistic, it's your goal, it's your dream, okay? That's the way we have to look at this thing we're walking through, folks. Um, I can tell you another thing I learned just from this last few days was that I used to go, oh, people think I'm too skinny, I'm too skinny. My body fat is fine, trust me. I finally realized how to read it on my own scale, and it says I have 24% body fat. So if if I am comfortable in my skin and I feel lean, I'm going to be okay with that because when I went up, oh shoot, when I went up to 137 today, hold on. Hey girl, can I call you back in just a minute? Let me do that. Okay. Oh, okay. When that scale went to 137 and I was 130 or 129 when I left the house last week, and I had survived Vegas, I had survived a funeral out of town, I was still good on the scale, and I saw that 137. It isn't even the number that upset me as much as the way my body felt. I did not feel good with my gut starting to, and don't laugh, my gut starting to pooch out and my saddlebags hitting the bed. It didn't feel good. I didn't like the way my body felt. So I have figured out that I do like my body at 133, 130 to 133 to 134. That's where I like my body and not anymore. If it goes up and I can't fight it, I can't fight the genetic pull in the next 2 or 3 years so that I do go up 10 or 20 pounds. I'll learn to live. I'll learn to cope. I'll learn to be okay with it. But I really do like the way I feel at 133. So that's it. Life lessons from Sally, things, self realizations, epiphanies, dog scratching. Oh, I think it's starting to rain. I better go let the dog in. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot for listening, and I hope you're all very well. Bye. Where's the button?